Good morning, everyone. So we're excited to roll out the new subcontract approval process for our subgrantees and subcontractors. This process is going to be a lot more efficient for you as the grantee or contractor because it's going to allow you to complete these subcontract approvals on your own time and as many as you'd like, without waiting on an email response back from your grants management specialist. So by now you should have all received the standard operating procedures for this process, but I just want to highlight that you may design your forms and processes as you'd like, but the Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation offers you these examples to provide some best practice guidance. As always, grantees and contractors are expected to meet the requirements listed in Attachment C and conduct their work using due diligence and assure those standards and expectations are upheld. So for this webinar, we're going to walk you through how to complete the subcontract approval process using one of our forms and the way that the state runs our debarment checks. It's important to note that this is just an example of how you can complete a subcontract approval, but it is required that the two documents attached to our form be included in all subcontracting agreements. So this language right here. All right, so for this example, we're going to be searching our subcontractor's name, which is the Department of Environmental Conservation. And then we're going to be looking up our contact person. So in this example, we'll use the name Tracy LaFrance. And all of this information up top here would be completed by you as the grantee. And this information down here would be the information pertaining to your subcontractor. So I'm going to pull up the Sam.gov website, which is the website that the state of Vermont uses to complete our debarment checks. So once you get to this page, you're going to want to click on exclusions. And in this search box right here, you will enter in your organization's name of the person you are completing the subcontract approval for. So in our example, it's the Department of Environmental Conservation. It's really important to note that when you're using the Sam.gov site, you should include an asterisk in all of your search results. And this will narrow it down to specifically the entity you are using. If you do not enter in that asterisk, it will populate thousands of results and it will not give you an accurate search. So we entered in the Department of Environmental Conservation and it populated no matches found. This means that the entity that we looked for is not excluded, which is a good thing. It means that we can work with this entity. So how you would save your search result would be to go to File Print, or however you would print on the web browser that you're using. And then making sure that the destination prints to a PDF. So I'm going to do that now and save it. All right, so it will populate the results here. And this is important because it timestamps up in the corner here. It shows the entity that we searched for. And it shows that there was no matches found. Now I'm going to complete another search for the contact person, which in this case, we're using the name Tracy LaFrance. Once again, you would just search that name and include the asterisk. And again, our search results yielded no matches found. So I would go ahead and do the same process of printing to a PDF. And we'll wait for that to pull up. Awesome. So here in my Adobe PDF, I have the original form, the search results for the Department of Environmental Conservation, and then the search results for the contact person, Tracy LaFrance. So you'll want to make sure to combine your files into one PDF document so that it all remains as one document and stays together. And then lastly, you can add a signature signing off that you completed the check. Now this document right here and these search results are something that you can save internally in case there was an audit. You do not need to submit these to your grants management specialist, which is another way to save time emailing back and forth on your end. So this just remains with your granting file. I did want to provide an example of when you're searching in Sam.gov, if you were to come across something that did not yield no matches found. So in this case, I used a fairly common name, John Smith. And as you can see here, it pulled up 3 entities. And this means with this red here that they're excluded. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work with this entity. It might just mean that you need to follow back up for more information. So as you can see here, it lists the city that they are from, and it also has additional information. So if you wanted to go back to the point of contact for the contractor that you're trying to work with, you could ask them a specific question such as, have you ever lived in Colorado? Or could you provide me with your middle name so I could refine my results? And in that case, you might want to just provide that documentation that they stated they did not live in Colorado, or let's say they provided a middle name, so John Andrew Smith. Then it would yield no matches found, and then you could document that that person is not debarred or excluded. So once you have all of this completed and you've got your attachments included, you are all set to just save that internally with your grant file or your contract file and continue working with the person you wish to subcontract with without reaching back out to the Department of Environmental Conservation's business office.